Hello, welcome to the update. I'm Susie Thompson. Residents in the north of New South Wales still recovering from last month's deluge have again been inundated overnight. Parts of Lismore, Kyogle, Mullumbimby and Billinudgel have been ordered to evacuate.
We saw widespread falls in excess of 200 millimetres in the Tweed catchment, and we saw falls of 50 to 150 millimetres in the Wilsons catchment. Now, these kind of rainfall has led to moderate to major flooding on both rivers.
Dean Narramore from the Weather Bureau says the major worry over the next 12 to 24 hours is the Coffs Harbour area, impacting the Orara and Bellinger rivers. Cost of living pressures are set to be eased when the federal budget is delivered tonight. Treasurer Josh Frydenberg says the government will provide a targeted and responsible approach to alleviating family budget concerns.
In just a matter of weeks, the Australian people will go to the polls. They will face a clear choice between a coalition led by Scott Morrison that has delivered one of the fastest economic recoveries anywhere in the world and has the plan for the future, and a Labor Party which puts all those gains at risk.
Meantime, Labor leader Anthony Albanese is rallying his colleagues ahead of the handing down of the budget. Economic, health and disaster management have dominated talks at an opposition party room meeting in Canberra today. Albanese says the coalition won't get it right tonight.
What this decade of Liberal and National Party rule has reminded us is that only Labor understands and values the power of government to change lives.
An inquest into the deaths of Hannah Clark and her 3 children in Brisbane has heard domestic violence training for young police officers is lacking. Queensland's Police Union President Ian Weaver has taken the stand today, saying domestic violence is the single most prevalent call officers will receive. However, their training in this area is limited. Hannah Clark and her 3 young children were killed when her ex doused them with petrol and set them alight 2 years ago. The inquest is expected to wrap up tomorrow, with more police officers and support service workers to give evidence. And the United Nations is calling for a humanitarian ceasefire in Ukraine, saying it would allow for progress in political negotiations. The Russian and Ukrainian presidents are expected to meet face-to-face to hold peace talks. In sport, Ellyse Perry is out of tomorrow morning's one-day World Cup cricket semi-final against the West Indies in New Zealand, as she hasn't been able to recover from back spasms in time. Parramatta hero Ray Stone has played his last game for the club after rupturing his ACL while scoring the match winner against Melbourne. And in tennis, Aussie Darius Saville is continuing her incredible return from injury, winning through to the quarterfinals of the Miami Open. In entertainment news, actor Will Smith has issued a statement apologising for his violent reaction to a joke at the Oscars. Smith apologised to Chris Rock for slapping him, saying his actions were not indicative of the man he wants to be. He's also apologised to the Academy, the Williams family and those involved in the King Richard film. And that's the latest from the Nova Podcast News team, but we'll see you tomorrow morning for another episode of The Update. I'm Susie Thompson.